Hi, Adam from Wine and the Vine, and I'm here with Jacob from the Jezreel Valley Winery. We're up north in the Jezreel Valley. This is one of the many wineries that has historical roots in the country. If I'm correct, we're near the only spot in the country where you can see both the Sea of Galilee and the Mediterranean.
Yes, indeed.
So this winery has been here for about 10 years now. It produces some of the most unique wines in Israel. The rosé is out of this world.
I moved to Israel in 1994, formally, but my heart was in Zion long before that. So.
And you were originally in tech, and you had an exit.
I'm actually still involved in the tech world.
So you're kind of breaking the barrier in both.
Yeah, we're doing it. We'll realize that we have to do things that are connected to the land. It's great to be all up here, and it's great to develop software that goes all over the world, but if we don't have a real connection to the land, then we lose our connection to the land.
So if there was an ethos to the reason why you wanted to build the winery, or what you wanted to share from the winery, what would that be?
Without sounding too over the top, literally bottling modern Israel. Not cutting off our ties to the past. It's not saying the past doesn't matter. It's saying the past matters a lot, right? If you look at the logo of the winery, the name and the nikudot, the grammar dots from Hebrew, which we carry over into the English, which is basically what modern Israel is all about, right? It's embracing the world, being connected to the world, but still retaining our identity. And that very much, if you look at our wines, that's what we're trying to do with our wines as well. Then, right, we're Startup Nation, bringing the ethos of innovation to wine. Doing with wine what we've done with so many other things, which is being creative, challenging, not accepting, which is what we do in food.
We came up here to taste a little wine, hang out with Jacob, hear a little bit about the winery. We're also going to go on a little bit of a tour of the facilities, and hopefully everyone will get to know this really special winery.
First of all, even just this is important, right? We try to make the winery as accessible as possible, so we have a ramp so people can get up into the winery. It's handicap access. The winery has what's called...
That was like a really conscious choice.
Sure, and the winery has what's called a Tav Chevrati, a stamp of approval from being socially aware. On Fridays, we'll have a big crowd here. This is where we host people. We're on the land of Kibbutz Hanaton, which was originally founded by the conservative movement. Still has ties, and there's a big educational center where a lot of groups come from. And also learning about the community. People come to Hanaton to understand the community of Hanaton, which is a unique, pluralistic environment. And we've got almost every day grapes coming in from our vineyards, which are all pretty close by. Particularly for, obviously, our red wines. The heart of the winery is the barrel room. So one day we'd like to dig down and have like a real proper underground, mainly so we wouldn't have to air condition. In fact, literally a stone's throw from here, there's an archaeological dig going on. So they discovered a large-scale commercial winery from the end of Second Temple times, which then obviously the Romans took over and exported the wine all over the Roman Empire. So we know commercial wineries existed. We also know that most families would have a small wine press in their backyard, which is called a gat, and they're spread around here as well. So wine was central to life, right? If anybody who does Talmud learning knows that barely a page of the Talmud goes by without some discussion of wine.
How many bottles would you say are sitting in this barrel room right now?
You have about 80,000. Hopefully soon, someday we'll expand. We're also going to put solar panels on the building. We have a lot of plans going forward. Over 60% of what we produce gets exported mainly to the United States. So the majority of our sales happen outside of Israel, which was part of our vision in terms of modern Zionism. So the most popular wine is a wine called Alpha. And Alpha is important because it's a blend of some of our core varietals. And it's named after Beit Alpha, which is a very old Jewish community from here in the Jezreel Valley, which you can go and visit. There's a mosaic in a synagogue from 2,000 years ago. Really beautiful. We actually have the piece of the mosaic imprinted on the label of the Alpha wine. From day one, Yehuda we co-founded the winery, and from day one, he has managed everything about the winemaking process.
So we're gonna start with our Gewürztraminer.
Okay.
Semi-dry, but I like to call it semi-sweet, though it's not professional to say, but it does reflect the wine. It has some sweetness to it. It's a Gewürztraminer coming from Kidmat Zvi, summer wine.
It's very fruity. You can smell the sugar.
That's like
it's a great smell.
fruit, flowers, lychee, apricot, all kinds. Like
You poured me a lot in there, man.
Yeah, but we're here to drink.
Yeah, no way. I'm here to
No?
drink.
Everything that we do is Mediterranean,
Right.
Israeli style. Rosé, I mean, what's more Mediterranean in concept than rosé? We make it from Carignan and Syrah, no barrel at all. That's what we do because we think that these grapes are just perfect for our climate, and it reflects in a very good way in a
Look at the
rosé.
label.
Rosé is really showing the character of a red grape. Cheese, fruit, nuts, everything that is light,
Huh?
not so heavy.
But you
Fruits.
smell a lot of citrus and you smell melon.
Right.
Like you smell
Peaches,
melon.
melon,
Yes.
watermelon.
Yes.
This is what you want in a
So
rosé.
are these the same varietals that you make your natural sparkling rosé with?
The sparkling rosé we make from Carignan.
Carignan. It's just from Carignan.
Yeah. Our DNA wine. The whole concept, the whole story, the whole idea behind this winery
Is this wine?
is concentrated in this wine because this is a true Israeli red blend. Okay. Adumim is a blend of Syrah, Carignan, Argaman, Mediterranean grapes. You get the Argaman here, which is a true Israeli, 100% indigenous Israeli grape.
Argaman.
Argaman.
Only grown in Israel.
It's to me the only thing I think when I smell this wine is complexity.
You get so many flavors and smells and spices and fruit and everything, but it's not heavy.
It's like black pepper, for sure.
That's Syrah.
Yeah, that's the Syrah in it. But
Right.
there's this fruitiness and lightness to it that
Right.
you could drink glass after glass of this with a big steak dinner. Something like you order a glass of it before the meal, you have a glass during the meal, you even have a glass after the meal. It's really a perfect wine to bring as an introduction to wine.
Right.
Like for somebody that's not really a drinker of wine.
Yeah.
It's a great thing, first type of wine for people to try, whether it's your white, reds, or rosé.
Right.
I mean, like, I would have no problem showing up with a bottle of this to anywhere I go.
Listen, this bottle is one of our basic wines. It's guided 93 Wine Enthusiast. It doesn't price for it,
Right.
but that's the wine.
Yeah.
And this is what we want people to enjoy.
Jacob, come on. All right, there we go.
Come on.
Let's hang, guys. Well, I want to thank everybody for joining us. We've tasted their Gewürztraminer, their Adumim, and their Rosé. All excellent, excellent quality wines. So come up and visit. We'll obviously be doing some tours up here in a couple of weeks. And thank you for joining us. L'chaim.